hit him pretty hard. He did the decent thing, sent her home and agreed to give her a divorce. It was just after that I met him. He was all on edge and in the mood when a man's got to talk. He was a funny, old-fashioned kind of chap in some ways, an R.C., and he didn't care for divorce. He said to me, "There are other ways of giving a woman her freedom. Now, look here, old boy," I said, "don't go doing anything foolish. No woman in the world is worth putting a bullet through your head." He said that wasn't his idea at all. "But I'm a lonely man," he said. "Got no relations to bother about me. If a report of my death gets back, that will make Rosaline a widow, which is what she wants." "Well, what about you?" I said. "Well," he said, "maybe a Mr. Enoch Arden will turn up somewhere 1,000 miles or so away and start life anew. Might be awkward for her some day." I warned him. "Oh, no," he says, "I'd play the game. Robert Underhay would be dead all right." Well, I didn't think any more of it. But 6 months later, I heard that Underhay had died of fever up in the bush somewhere. His natives were a trustworthy lot, and they came back with a good circumstantial tale and a few last words scrawled in Underhay's writing, saying they'd done all they could for him, and he was afraid he was pegging out and praising up his head man. That man was devoted to him, and so were all the others. Whatever he told them to swear to, they would swear to. So, there it is. Maybe Underhay's buried up country in the midst of equatorial Africa, but maybe he isn't. And if he isn't, Mrs. Gordon Cloade may get a shock one day. And serve her right, I say. I never met her, but I know the sound of a little gold digger. She broke up poor old Underhay, all right. It's an interesting story." Major Porter looked round rather wistfully for confirmation of this assertion. He met 2 bored and fishy stares, the half-averted gaze of young Mr. Mellon and the polite attention of Monsieur Hercule Poirot. Then the newspaper rustled, and a grey-haired man with a singularly impassive face rose quietly from his armchair by the fire and went out. Major Porter's jaw dropped, and young Mr. Mellon gave a faint whistle. "Now you've done it," he remarked. "Know who that was?" "God bless my soul," said Major Porter, in some agitation. "Of course. I don't know him intimately, but we are acquainted. Jeremy Cloade, isn't it? Gordon Cloade's brother. Upon my word, how extremely unfortunate. If I'd had any idea—" "He's a solicitor," said young Mr. Mellon. "Bet he sues you for slander or defamation of character or something." For young Mr. Mellon enjoyed creating alarm and despondency in such places, as it was not forbidden by the Defence of the Realm Act. Major Porter continued to repeat, in an agitated manner, "Most unfortunate, most unfortunate." "It'll be all over Walmsley Heath by this evening," said Mr. Mellon. "That's where all the Cloades hang out. They'll sit up late discussing what action to take." But at that moment the all-clear sounded, and young Mr. Mellon stopped being malicious and tenderly piloted his friend Hercule Poirot out into the street. "Terrible atmosphere, these clubs," he said. "The most crashing collection of old bores. Porter's easily the worst, though. His description of the Indian rope trick takes 3/4 of an hour, and he knows everybody whose mother ever passed through Poona." This was the autumn of 1944. It was in late spring 1946 that Hercule Poirot received a visit. Hercule Poirot was sitting at his neat writing desk on a pleasant May morning when his manservant George approached him and murmured deferentially, "There is a lady, sir, asking to see you." "What kind of a lady?" Poirot asked cautiously. He always enjoyed the meticulous accuracy of George's descriptions. "She would be aged between 40 and 50, I should say, sir, untidy and somewhat artistic in appearance, good walking shoes, brogues, a tweed coat and skirt, but a lace blouse, some questionable Egyptian beads, and a blue chiffon scarf." Poirot shuddered slightly. "I do not think," he said, "that I wish to see her." "Shall I tell her, sir, that you are indisposed?" Poirot looked at him thoughtfully. "You have already, I gather, told her that I am engaged on important business and cannot be disturbed." George coughed again. "She said, sir, that she had come up from the country especially, and did not mind how long she waited." Poirot sighed. "One should never struggle against the inevitable," he said. "If a middle-aged lady wearing sham Egyptian beads has made up her mind to see the famous Hercule Poirot, and she has come up from the country to do so, nothing will deflect her. She will sit there in the hall till she gets her way. Show her in, George." George retreated, returning presently to announce formally, "Mrs. Cloade."